It's been a roller coaster. These are pretty awesome. I will say, it's been quite a ride. What does that mean? These are the things that I wish I had known before I started using credits in VO3. And if you stick around to the end, you'll get to see the final VO3 product. In case you missed the buzz, the exciting thing about VO3 is that it can add audio to the video while it's generating it. This gives it the ability to have like complete lip syncing in the video generation. Or at least that is the promise. First things first, where to find it. If you go to labs.google, it will basically have Flow featured prominently on the front page. Flow is the AI filmmaking tool that lets you create the clips using VO3. So we're going to create with Flow. If you are not already signed up, for a limited time, they are offering 1 month of their Pro package for free. This is a really good deal. You get 1,000 generation credits for VO3. We'll talk about that in a minute. All right, so I got the Pro model, and I'm not gonna lie, I was extremely nervous because I knew I had limited credits. That 1,000 credits using their highest level of generation, VO3 quality, gives you 10 video generations. That's not a lot. So the first time you log in, you are now likely to get this update. First, we're excited to bring you a new VO3 Fast option for text to video that only costs 20 credits. That's 1/5 of the VO3 quality, which is great. VO3 Quality offers text to video and first frame to video. VO3 Fast offers text to video. If you select one of these VO2 features, we'll suggest switching to the corresponding model. I came in, I didn't know what any of this meant mostly, but I thought, great, I'll figure it out. If you scroll down, it goes on to say, audio is still an experimental feature and available on VO3 only. We're working on improving coverage, but note that your generated videos might not always have sound. Things to know. Speech does better with slightly longer transcripts. Speech is muted on minors and frame to video. We're working on it. Speech can trigger subtitles. We're working on it. That speech is muted on minors and frame to video, that did not register at all. And I did not pay attention to frame to video like I should have. This is really good. I know a lot of people who came in early on just blind and started trying to use the tool, and they had a lot of bugs. And you just could not tell, is this something I'm doing wrong? Is this something they're doing wrong? I don't know. So this is already 1,000 times better. However, I did not know what I was reading and couldn't figure out how to get back to this screen once I had been in the tool and was working with it a little bit. So back to Flow. Once you get in there, you are in sort of a creation area. You can start a new project, which I did, and you can start with your text prompt. I had a video idea in mind. I don't really care if it's perfect. I really was just more interested in playing with the tool, but I was kind of worried about this limited video generation. VO3 only generates 8-second video clips. That's fine. I worked with ChatGPT to sort of give me starting images for those video clips. I know my prompting descriptions are not strong, so I thought if I started with an image and it could just kind of build from there, I thought I'd be just way ahead of the game and it would go faster and with less frustration. So I started out with this image of a robot and I selected frames to video, and from there you can upload an image. So I've got my first frame uploaded. I have just a very simple prompt. I was trying to keep this super simple. I thought maybe I would have the best chance of generating what I wanted if I kept it simple, didn't have a lot of camera movements or background sounds or lighting information, and I had that first frame to work with. Let me go ahead and I want maybe VO3 fast, right? Because that's only 10 credits, so I can generate a couple of those. Oh, error message. Switching you to a compatible model for this feature. Submit again to confirm or check settings for details. What does that mean? it's bumped me down to VO2 fast. Okay, that would be fine, except the thing that I'm trying to get out of here is audio. So VO2 fast is definitely not going to work for that. So I don't know, did I make a mistake? Did I hit something wrong? No. Same error message, same problem. So the only thing I'm left with is VO3 quality. That costs 100 credits. So I'm definitely not going to do 2 generations. Let's give that a try. All right, and here's what I got. So that's not quite right. That is not what I expected to hear. So, all right, fine. Let me go in, maybe change the prompt slightly. Here's what I got the next time. Okay, so there was some indication that there was supposed to be words, but there was no sound at all, in fact, in this one. So, all right, let me move on to the next scene. Different scene, supposed to be the same robots, different prompt, because I don't know. So, okay, now I'm on my 3rd generation. Let me try that one more time. Okay, so you'll notice in this prompt, I did not ask for closed captioning. I hadn't asked for that speech bubble. That is definitely sort of a known issue. I think you even saw it in their bug report. Sometimes it just generates captions for no reason, and it doesn't matter how much you prompt it, you can't get rid of that. But I still had no audio, and I'm on what, my 4th generation? So now I've used 400 out of 1,000 credits. I'm starting to panic just a little bit at this point. So I try one more time, something different. Okay, so I'm getting a little frustrated at this point. This is now my 5th generation where I have almost 0 audio. I did have that kind of whirring clicking sound on one of them. So, is this me? Is there something wrong with my image? Is it because these are not discernible mouths? I mean, I'm like trying to run through every scenario. Can it not figure out that these are human faces and they should be speaking, even though I don't know how else to prompt it? I'm kind of at a loss. At this point, I decide, let me start from scratch, do one of my other scenes that has a human in it and just let it generate from the beginning. I don't have a seed image. I'm going to let it generate everything from scratch. And here's what I got. There's still no audio. It does have captioning. The image generation is actually really pretty good. I mean, this is kind of exactly what I wanted, but I was so frustrated at this point. I couldn't kind of enjoy the win. All I could see was like, why is it not working? And I've gone through most of my credits. Now, I have since found out that if you start out with an image where the person is facing away from the camera, if the speech starts out when they're not looking at the camera, it seems to have more trouble generating audio for that video. I didn't know that at the time, and I didn't even think about saying, woman facing the camera says blah, 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 blah. And you can see here, she is not facing us. So maybe that's why that one didn't generate any audio. All right, so at this point, I was down to just a few hundred credits and was really not sure what to do. So I went into Flow on a different account. I was just trying to look up something else, and I stumbled onto that bug report again, and I reread it. And more importantly, I reread the descriptions of VO3 Fast and VO3 Quality. And it says VO3 Quality offers text to video and first frame to video. VO3 Fast offers text to video. What I kind of wish it had said is VO3 Fast offers text to video only. I wish the UI had said only. If we go back into that scene builder, I was trying to do frames to video, trying to set it on VO3 fast text to video. It does clearly say text to video. It doesn't say text to video only. And like VO3 quality doesn't say anything about first frame to video, text to video. To me, that's just kind of a failed UI. And definitely when I am trying to generate and it just says I'm switching you to a compatible model, but it doesn't tell me what was wrong with what I was doing. Well, that's obviously that's not a compatible model because I'm looking for speech. So I thought that was just broken in the same way that the lack of generating audio was just seemingly broken. Things to know: speech is muted on minors and frame to video. So I assumed that was another broken feature until I went back out into Flow in another account and saw, oh no, VO3 Fast is only text to video. I had to sort of reread that through a new lens. That could have been avoided if I had used this tool before and sort of understood the nuances of what I was trying to do with it and what it was really saying. All right, so at least at this point, I understood partially what my problem was. I could not come in with a first frame on that cheaper model, and the more expensive model was just not working. So the only option I had left was to try to let it generate from scratch text to video on the cheap generation. So then I went in and tried to do the fast text to video cheap model. I could afford a couple of outputs and gave that a shot. And I was so much happier with the result.
I cannot wait to watch the videos these humans have made so that I can update my understanding of human behavior and best human practices.
This should be very enlightening.
I cannot wait to watch the videos these humans have made so that I can update my understanding of human behavior and best human practices.
This should be very enlightening.
These are pretty awesome. Like, you can see the reflection of the TV screen in this robot's face as he moves his head around. That's fantastic. They've got personalities, there's some movement in them. These are really good. And these are sort of exactly what I was expecting right out of the gate because of what we have been seeing from other people releasing VO3 movies. Now, the problem I had with this, there was no way for me to have any continuity between the robots from robot scene to robot scene because I couldn't use a first frame. Let me show you the video editing tool just a little bit. If I like one of these films, I'm going to say I'm going to add it to my scene. I'm going to go into here to Scene Builder, and you can just keep adding clips and build your movie. And it does give you a few editing options. You can move the playhead through. If I liked that shot, I could save that frame as an asset and use that as a jumping off point for another 8-second clip. Except, of course, I can't if I wanted it to have any sound, because we've seen I can't get that to work, and I can no longer afford the expensive one and hope that it would work. Afford, because I've basically run through my credits. There is some very simple trimming that you can do. You can jump to and extend these clips. I did not play around with any of that because I was having so much trouble just getting my base scenes to work. I also did have some trouble inside of here when I was just generating some scenes inside the scene builder, and every once in a while it would add an empty, like a blank thumbnail, and I couldn't see it. If I hit play, it would play through it, and then if I went to remove it, it would not delete. And you can do that by hitting arrange, and you should theoretically be able to move these guys around and delete them. They wouldn't always delete for me. The only way around that I saw was to finally keep hitting delete on them, move them to the very end, and then hit done, and then they sort of magically would just disappear. Sometimes that left the audio out of sync on this playthrough, but then once I rendered the video, the audio did seem to sync back up. So there were definitely multiple bugs in the actual UI itself. And some of them, like the thumbnail one, they said they had fixed. It definitely was not fixed for me. The other thing I didn't even have a chance to mention, if you're adding scenes to the scene builder and building out your video, if you accidentally leave that scene builder and go all the way back out to Flow, or if you accidentally close that window, It is gone. There was no save of your workflow. There was no like capturing of your project. It was just gone. So leave your window open if you are working with something at all complicated and you like it. You can always rebuild it because you have the images that you've generated out on a previous page, but you have to go back in and place them piece by piece. So if I had known all that coming in, I would have come out saying, man, this tool is awesome. As it is, I left kind of frustrated and then happy and then bitter and then confused and then happy. So I really hope this helps you have a better experience with what is really a pretty amazing tool. Go grab your free account while it's still free and go play, because it is really, when it works, a ton of fun. Oh, hey, I almost forgot. You want to see my video? All things considered, turned out pretty cute.
I cannot wait to watch the videos these humans have made so that I can update my understanding of human behavior and best human practices.
This should be very enlightening.
Out of shoe polish? No problem. Use the inside of a banana peel for high shine anytime.
That's not how I thought fruit was supposed to be used.
Don't have kitchen tools? Just grab a drill, slap on a fork, and mix away. You'll never go back.
I do not understand. How is this easier than just using a fork?
This is a quick and easy hack for when you don't have a stepladder handy. Success! Yes!
I have questions. I had understood humans to be more fragile than their behaviors would indicate.
Humans seem wildly optimistic.
That was not what I was expecting.
Clearly, we have a lot to learn in our training. Maybe just a few more before we recharge for the night.